I'm going to review the ZQuiet anti-snoring mouthpiece in this video. I'm just an ordinary person, and I want to just provide an honest review of this mouthpiece that didn't sound like I was trying to sell it or anything like that. I'm just an ordinary guy just like you, just trying to find a way to help stop my snoring. So I saw this in an infomercial and I thought I'd give it a try. So my impressions are of, it seemed like a pretty simple device. It seemed like if there's some other devices where you have to mold it to your teeth, but I figured if you could just have it work out of the box, that would be a simpler and better solution. So I decided to give this a try. So this is the device itself. As you can see, it's a simple piece of plastic. You can see it's somewhat hard. I mean, it's not a really hard plastic, and you can see it kind of opens like that. So what this does is that it forces your lower jaw out in front of your front teeth. So you can see that profile. So if you can imagine throwing out your lower jaw in front of your front teeth, and basically hooking those over your front teeth and then pulling back, that's the kind of pressure that your teeth are going to feel. And for me, that was quite uncomfortable, because really this is really pulling your jaw out pretty much as far as it'll go. So you have your front jaw pulling this whole thing back against basically your upper front teeth. And my teeth are pretty straight, but it's like one of my front teeth was just a little bit stuck out a little bit further than the other, and it's like basically all the pressure went against that tooth, and so that was not very comfortable at all, which is one reason why this is not working very well for me. The other thing, as you can see, it has a springy hinge like this, and it tends to pop your mouth open. And this thing is big enough that you really can't wrap your lips around it. So pretty much your lips are going to be kind of hanging out. And this did have a tendency to also during the night get looser. So like my lower teeth would tend to slip up over this lip here, and sometimes this would actually come out. So those are some of the disadvantages that I found with this device. And the other part of this video is actually how to figure out whether this device is actually helping you at all. And the way I did that was to actually record my snoring, my basically 8 hours of snoring, using a program called Audacity. That's Audacity. And this program is available free. And it allows you to actually record a very, very long time. So what I did is I set up my laptop computer in my bedroom, and I set my power option so that the screen would turn off after like a minute. And then I proceeded to just record the entire night worth of data. So here you can see where I can start, right where I clearly have some snoring there. There's some snoring there. There's a little bit of snoring there. And so this is recorded without using the ZQuiet at all. So my snoring is pretty sporadic here. And then this is a sample of using the ZQuiet, and I'm still snoring through that. So I still have some snores here, and then this is of the same night without the ZQuiet, because it got sufficiently uncomfortable that I decided to take it off. And basically, there's still sporadic snoring, but it's pretty comparable to what happened when I had the ZQuiet in. So looking at this data, for me, I can see that it didn't seem to make a lot of difference whether I was wearing the ZQuiet or not. It certainly didn't stop my snoring the first night, as is claimed for some other people. So this doesn't mean that this might not work for you. It may in fact work for you. It didn't seem to work very well for me. And this is a way to record it. Some other hints on using this to record. I recorded this at the lowest possible rate, which is 8,000 hertz, because when you record 8 hours worth of data, this is really fills up your hard disk fast and it's hard to process. So you want to record using the lowest the settings, which is 8,000 hertz and 16-bit PCM. And that is still good enough to let you record your snoring. Okay, so that's it for my review, except that I did call for a return authorization. So in order to return these things, you just call their 800 number, and I wasn't able to get an operator immediately. I had to wait a few minutes, but nothing excessive. When I talked to them, they did suggest that they do have another alternate mouthpiece for people for whom this original one doesn't work. I guess they said it was perhaps stickier to your teeth. Although my main problem was that it was just very uncomfortable pressing against my front tooth, so I don't think that was going to solve the problem. The other thing they suggested was that you can put this in water, and that'll make it a little bit softer, and then it may fit you more closely. So that's some other suggestions that they gave. But otherwise, they're fairly nice, and they gave me an RMA number, and so I need to just send this back. Now the deal with the trial is that it costs $9.95 to get the ZQuiet sent for you, and that's basically postage and handling. And you don't get that back, so you're out that. Plus, it'll cost me $5 to send this back with a USPS flat rate small box. So that's another $5. So in order to try this, basically I'm out $15. So that's another thing to keep in mind if you're going to try this. It's going to cost you at least $15 if it doesn't work for you. But that's my review of the ZQuiet. Like I said, you may not have the same problems I had, but my reason in making this video is to just explain what possible problems there are, and how to actually figure out whether this is helping you or not.